Hey guys, this is Smile Before Death and welcome back to another Bless Online video where today I'm going to be giving you a proper elite guide for an elite dungeon. However, be sure to subscribe, drop a like and comment and all that jiffy stuff if the video helped you and helped me out. The first boss is very simple on Urutus Mine Elite. He just simply stands there and you make sure that you got the aggro from him so he directs the AoE towards you, even though he does a lot of random AoE, but to be fair it gives you like 1.5 seconds notice of the red circle, so just avoid anything that is red or electrified, because in the elite dungeon you're gonna get absolutely murdered. You can literally get one shot here, so avoid the AoE, you'll be alright. But if you're a berserker, be careful too, because you're in the inside pocket and you can take one shots. I can defend and reflect, but this is a message to the mages and healers. Be sure to heal the berserker more than the tank, because they need it more than us. The golem will chase whoever, untankable. Now the second boss is a little bit more tricky, but fear not, I feel as if this boss was a lot easier than the boss we just did. And also massive shout out to QQ even more. I believe it's a German guild. They taught me this. I did this my first time and I completed it the first time purely to the fact that these guys taught me how to do this dungeon, and I just like to say a massive shout out to them. I don't think I can join the guild because they're German unless they speak good English, which they clearly do. They taught me this. But back on track to the boss, you simply go upstairs and you tank 2 crowds of mobs. There will be 2 spawns, so it's just simple ads, simple mobs until the big guy comes out. So do as much damage as possible. Make sure if you're a tank that you're shielding, you're interrupting the mob, you're bashing them in the air, you're stunning them and so forth. Now the third wave of enemies will be down, further down. That's right guys, you're gonna see them pop up everywhere. There's a lot of them, so like I said, rinse and repeat. Kill them all, do as much damage. Healers, try and stay out of the battle because there is a lot of them, and you'd be surprised which 2 or 3 of them can do to you on an elite dungeon. But this is really nothing compared to the boss fights. Okay, so once you actually clear the enemy, what you want to do is the whole team has to come up onto this little rock which is dead set in the center. Yet again, just kill the enemy, shield, heal, all that. Do your job until the boss comes out. When the boss comes out, he's like a big huge muscle skeleton. That's for me to worry about. So all you simply have to do as the tank is grab his ass and drag him out of there. But he's not out yet. He sent his minions out. They're trying to kill us, but they've obviously failed. He comes out, he fails again. So obviously if he killed us, we won't be doing this guide. But there's a lot of mobs. It's pretty much time consuming more than anything, like, because I can't see you dying on this particular spot. I really can't. It's just mindless mobs, and the berserkers do their thing and they just kill everything, didn't they? There's a lot of them. I love these dungeons. I really do love these dungeons. I want to bear in mind guys, as soon as the boss does come out, you have to keep him away from the crystal. He does like the crystal, I do believe, like a moth to a light. For me it was more, when is the boss gonna hit me? When is the boss gonna make an appearance? There's loads of ads and I'm like slightly panicking, but then I think don't panic, have faith in the team. They'll do their job. The Zerker will just murder everything and the mages and all that would do awesome healing and so forth. But the boss will be here right now. As you can see, he's a big guy, bigger than the other guys. All you simply have to do is grab him, drag him away, keep him near the door. He does hit quite heavy, so you might want to use everything, potions, buffs. Make sure to you kind of have to solo for just a little bit while they kill off the ads, and then your team pretty much comes on over and they fudge his ass up, mate. I'm telling you that much. This boss actually does hit quite a lot. He really does. He hits tremendous amount of damage, even though it's kind of weird because you kind of see everything coming. But I don't know, it feels as if like that, for example, the loads of multiple lines is a lot quicker than other AoEs on bosses within this, so you definitely have to be sharp. It's just a bullet sponge at this point. AoE avoid, tank, knock in the air. That's the good thing about this boss. He's a skeleton, you can interrupt him, you can silence him, you can, it's only for like 1 second, bear in mind, but yeah, tank and spank. These this guild, I just want to say big massive props to these guys, because they didn't have to teach me anything, they didn't have to tell me anything. They could have just got somebody that knew what they was doing and, you know, just went from there. But that is what it is. To be fair guys, the loot ain't great. I'm not gonna lie, my loot for my first dungeon was absolutely rubbish, apart from a lot of dungeon points, which means I could buy scrolls from the mastercraft and armor smithing to craft more epic purple gear, which is always good I guess, but it would be nice to get a good weapon from the elite. Now this guy, which is the third boss, is also another simple subject. Number 1 rule, do not stand in the red zone. If you stand in the red zone, you're likely going to get pepper sprayed and thrown in jail and beaten to death. Only I can stand in the red zone because I have reflect. Now this boss is very simple, as I said before many times, until he changes into a plant. That's right, a beautiful little blossomed plant or flower. You want to drag it up into a very confined space, which happens to be this hallway. Well, the reason for that is he throws a lot of AoE about, which is very deadly. As you can see, my life is being chewed up, boys. So make sure to drag him up there. He will devolve back into a human. You can keep him there, or you can drag him back down, or sometimes he will just run off and you have to get attention again. Bear in mind guys, when you're actually tanking this flower, make sure to pull it out of the green zone, which is all the green mist, because then the Zerk can't actually do damage to it, and the damage goes purely to the Zerk, because the Zerk is pretty much hoping the healer heals him. So just make sure to drag it out of that, and that is it guys. Stay out of the AoE, drag it off, and that's it. Enjoy the loot. Now we're on to the 4th boss. This is pretty much rinse and repeat. I think this boss is broken, not in a bad way, in a good way, where you can actually kill it a lot easier. There's 4 crystals I believe, and you have to drag him away from the 4 crystals, because once you've done a certain amount of damage to him, he will then just go to the crystal and absorb it and get very powerful, and eventually he will enrage, which he does, but that's okay. If he enrages at a point where you can kill him, then you stand a chance, but if he enrages like really early on, then you're likely going to get beaten to death. So once he starts running back to the crystal, every single person, including myself, has to attack the crystal and break it as soon as possible, and then pretty much rinse and repeat. However, this being an elite dungeon, every stage gets tougher, it gets harder, and there's all different types of obstacles that they throw at you. For example, this one, we're working on the 3rd crystal. Now he's going to get a little bit more crazy with his AoE. You're going to notice loads of circles, and you have to quickly find that one little position where he ain't going to attack you, and even like then he spawns another red zone on you, and it's very tough. But for this one, we didn't destroy the last crystal because I think he was enraged. Like I said, this is my first time doing it. It managed to work. We did a great job in here, so I hope this guide helps you. The last boss is just coming up. At this point you kind of just want to just murder the boss. He's enraged. Do as much damage as possible. Be careful, stay out of the AoE because it's a lot quicker. He spawns it faster. Like I said, only I can withstand damage from the red zones, and that's only because I have purple gear, good gear. If I didn't have it, it'd probably kill me through my shields. So you get the gist. It's pretty much a bullet sponge, and just stay. This dungeon is avoid AoE. That's what I would say until we get to the last boss. That's right guys, it's about to get interesting. This is not a bullet sponge, this is a lot of tactics, the guy has explained to me for 10 minutes the procedure of this, so I'm here to break it down. Now the final boss is really tough, but don't let that fear you. The tank will tank it in the middle because she doesn't move away from where she is. However, the Zerk, yet again, he's going to be in the pocket of the boss, so try to make sure that he gets a lot of heals, and there will be a dome popping up. Everybody has to get into the dome. I suggest the tank keeps throwing aggro towards the boss because you don't want him doing damage to your friends or your teammates. Once the dome disappears, you go back out, you do some damage, and you just wait for the next dome. Once the next dome appears, it literally gets switched up. They will send out mobs. We'll get to that in a jiffy once we've done enough damage to it, but I really don't feel like this dungeon is that hard. Once you know what you're doing, it's just time consuming. Then it becomes about damage and how much damage and how quick you can do it, to be fair. When it spreads massive AoE like the big red zone, I'm not too sure about that. I think everybody kind of gets damaged to the point. It depends on your gear. If you have good gear, you're not going to have to get one shot, but if you don't have great gear, you're going to get one shot, and then someone's going to say to you, well, it's an elite dungeon and you don't belong here at the moment, so you're going to take damage no matter what the tank does. You just have to stay aware and make sure you got full health before he sparks that big huge AoE off. As you can see, the Berserker got literally spanked by the electricity, and that's normal. We died a couple of times in here, but you can revive inside through Lumina. Just be sure to keep an eye out for the domes, and to come will be some eyeballs. That's right, eyeballs, which I will explain in a bit. Now for this dome, it's going to get a bit more tricky for everybody because there's these skeletons which luckily they have a radius around them telling you pretty much they're going to blow up in your face. So get away, run away, but try to avoid them as much as possible because they will one-shot you and you will die very, very badly. But bear in mind, the next dome to appear will have a new subject coming with it, and with that will be clones. That's right guys, she spawns 2 clones that look exactly like her, and well, everyone else apart from the tank have to focus on the left, then they go to the right, and then obviously the one in the middle where the one with the tank is. Hence you'll see 3 of these in just a jiffy. Which one do we choose, huh? Which one do we kill? As you can see, everyone's going on over to the left. I focus on the one in the middle because it's just going to be impossible to get all 3 of them. Plus they don't move, they just stand still. Bear in mind there is a lot of strong AoE, electric, so be sure to be on the move all the time. Literally don't stay in the same place more than 1 second because you will die a horrible and painful death. The only thing I kind of haven't figured out properly is the red AoE that the whole room gets filled up with it. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think it's all down to gear and stuff. Now we're going to actually finish the one off on the right while I tank the one in the middle. And that's pretty much it. It's not really a bullet sponge. There is just loads of procedures to completing this dungeon, which I like. It's always good to keep you on your feet, otherwise if you go into a dungeon and it's just a bullet sponge and there's no tactics to it, then it gets boring very fast. Now there are other things you're going to have to look out for around about now, once she starts getting angry, more dangerous. So many domes, so hey, it's impossible to remember, isn't it? Lucky we did a guide. Okay, so once you're in the dome, per usual, you're okay, you're safe, you're in your bubble. Go do some more damage and wait for the magical eyeballs to spawn, which they should be here anytime soon. And there they are. Hello my beautiful eyeball. So you have to actually do 2 waves of these eyes, I think. If you have to do any more than 2, you probably taking longer than usual, but at a point when you kill all the eyes, you have to run into this part of the dungeon to avoid what you can see, and that is mass destruction of doom. And from here you pretty much just kill it, tank it, heal it, DPS it, and it will die. So just keep doing what you do, and yes, I'm gonna say it, avoid the AoE, boy. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know, did this help you? Would you like to see more guides in the future? And also big shout out to QQ even more for the support in through helping me through this dungeon as well. It's my first time, managed to complete it, very proud. Later on I'm going to go finish my purple headset off, and I'm going to be even more strong, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.